gonna try to get us a better angle in a second.
Oh,
No.
sleeping?
Yeah.
You look way right there.
중간 쪽에 있어.
See, they have
여기서 보면 보여. 일로 와봐.
territories they'll keep too.
저기에 약간 시꺼먼 게
That's how you
이렇게
figure out a
불똥불똥
general
이렇게
area
편한
to
거
go
있어.
driving.
어디에?
But the problem you're gonna still run into though is some of
잘-
those spots will get big
안
and
보일까?
they do just move
모이는
around. to run.
잡히는데 아구는 잡혔어.
Sometimes you're
약간
gonna get
시커먼 게
stuck
이렇게
driving
긴 게
around
있어.
looking for that gator.
어딨죠?
Hey, here, look. You guys can stand up right now. We're gonna go slow.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to bring us around the other side, try to get a little better angle. Because there's actually two of them out here.
얘는 잘 보이나 봐.
The second one is smaller, but it's right off our front right corner right now. But on the
저기에
other
좀
side,
어두운
we're
색깔이
slow.
있는 게 풀에서 어두운 색깔이 있어. 얘 물 색깔이 우리 쪽으로 보여주려고 했어.
Really, look, one of the first things I always try to tell my passengers, gators don't like you. They don't want anything to do with people. So normally when they see you, they'll run away. See the first little one on the grass line off our front left corner?
Oh yeah.
The bigger one is just to the left of it now here. Hold on, we're drifting up to this one, right on our 10 o'clock.
저기
Wind's killing me.
저기 있잖아. 저기
Now really look, I'm gonna try to
저
get
시꺼먼
us
거
even
약간 등이
closer
있잖아.
from
저기.
here.
저눈 보인다. 어.
As I'm doing
저 눈
this,
보인다.
guys, keep paying attention to that big gator. And I want you to tell me if
눈
you
떠 있어.
notice what it's actually doing right now in the grass. So let's try to get even closer from here.
일어나봐, 일어나봐. 저기 있잖아. 눈 떠
Alright, look
있어.
perfect. Look, he's still doing it.
He has an open eye.
Get a good look over there.
Yeah.
Does anybody notice what the gator's doing? You could also stand on the seats if you
Wow.
He's looking at us.
It's about what? 7, 8 feet?
No, I was gonna say nothing.
A lot of people did my way.
What have the gators been doing this whole time? Not a lot, right? For the most part, with an alligator, and especially the daytime, this is it. This is really all the gators want to do.
Oh.
See, they're nocturnal.
Oh.
They want that sun to go back down before they think of doing anything.
I want to see some
In
more.
the daytime, you'll just end up sitting back, relaxing, catch a nap or two. But this can really be a problem. This is the unfortunate part with alligators. Because it's really, guys, all of this nothing they like to do. And this is how a lot of people get themselves into trouble. If you guys do, when you're in Florida, you get to just find one on your own. Don't be surprised when that's what it does for you. Just lays there. But this is when a lot of people want the good picture. And they want this gator they just found to start doing something. Some of those people, they'll throw things at them. Some of them splash, some of them
Oh, I
fall.
see him.
And we do still get people on the tours reaching in the water and trying to grab them too. I don't know why. But if you get to find them and just look at them, you really don't have trouble with them. It's usually when people start antagonizing them. Now the bigger one here, yeah, you're probably pushing around 7, maybe 7.5 feet. That other one there off our front left corner, that one's probably a little closer to like 5.5, almost 6 feet. It's a little difficult with the way they're laying in the grass right now, but if you ever just want to get a quick idea for yourself how big one is, go from the tip of the nose to the corner of their eye. 10 inches, 10 feet. 12 inches, 12. That's why with the bigger one though, the quick view I got as we were pulling up, it looks at least end to end. Before the air conditioning goes back on, I got a couple of other spots I want to try and get and see if they're still hanging out.
완전히 가만히 놔두는구나 그냥. 건드려야 되는데 움직이는 좀 봐야 돼. 자기보다 커.
Alligator.
Ain't
저
nothing,
조그만데.
just like the other.
Alligator.
Not everybody out here is lucky to have a piece of dry land. But at some point, an alligator's got to find a way to start getting out of the water, which is what you saw those last two. What they'll do out here to get around this is just start laying that thick grass down and climb on top of the grass.
We can't put our finger in this water. Because that's out of place.
Now, some of you might be thinking to yourselves, this one doesn't look to be that big. And you'd be right. As far as gators go, you could call that one small. But even that one still looks, 5.5, almost 6 feet there. And you could honestly call that one an adult.
오.
Don't think it's a baby or anything.
와. 베이비는 얼마나 8만원이지.
If you want to be an adult, you really just got to be something in between 5 and 6 feet there. Because even though you could call it small, once you're around this size, there's no more natural predators for you.
오.
So you've made it to that top of the food chain title. Now that gator only has to start worrying about his people or the bigger alligator. Because they do eat each other. The bigger ones love eating the smaller ones. Even if it's their own smaller ones. It's rough out here in the wild. Because Dad will eat you right off the bat, right out of the egg from day one.
No talking back to them suckers.
Nope. Usually, though, to avoid all of that from happening in the wild, once Mom and Dad are done with their... Mom goes far away from where she met Dad before building a nest. Mom's a little bit nicer. Mom's gonna give her babies about a year. Anything after that first year, if the babies haven't started moving on, they'll start becoming a good food source even for Mom. And those are really just some of the reasons why the alligator is one of the few animals on the planet that do better in captivity than out here in the wild. Those gators you'll see next in our exhibits, they got the easy life. You've noticed how little they do out here in the wild, right? I promise they do even less in captivity. They don't have a care in the world. They get room service bringing them everything they need on a regularly scheduled basis.
새도 있어. 새가 2마리나 있어. 3마리가 있네.
Friends up there with him.
He's so wonderful.
That's why you don't park underneath them. That's one of our iguanas. That's a big one.
이구아나.
Some of them are tiny.
Some of them are. See, this is one of the bigger reasons I love having a tree line like this so close to the park.
You say hi.
See, I don't know if any of you have realized yet on the tour, but we have a lot of water out here. We have the most water of the 3 sections of Everglades. And it's really why on our tours out here, it's mostly amphibious animals and birds flying around. You don't get any of the larger Florida mammals out here. Now you can find smaller mammals and reptiles. They're everywhere. But even out here, well, they're stuck to the little bit of dry land that we have. A highway or a levee, like that gator was laying on. Just so happens, though, that levee is right on the other side of the tree line here. So for the iguanas, for example, to swim across that canal real quick and get to the tree line, not a big deal. But you don't get to come across any iguanas on any other trees farther out in the flats. They don't want to have to deal with all of that water. It's mostly with their diet of I don't know what type of plants or diet, but depending on what they're eating is how colorful they'll get and what colors they'll get. And then I think it's also having to do with some with the age. Because that's a big one. So it's got to be fairly old. See, Florida's been finding out now for like over 30 years. You could take almost any animal from around the world, just drop them off out here, and they love it. They thrive. But at the same time, they've been realizing that once you end up with an established reptile population, it's near impossible to get rid of. So all of those invasives you've heard Florida's going through, they're probably going to be here to stay now. But of them, really, the iguanas might be the least of your problems. They're vegetarians. So you don't got to worry about a big one like this trying to come in and eat your pets. A lot of people just don't like them because they end up eating all your flowers and plants you have in the garden. Those other birds that are all around them, those are aningas. The 2 that are immediately above them, see how they're solid black with the silver wing? Those are your males. That one a little farther out that's black and tan, that's a female. keep in mind, all of us captains, we do accept those gratefully appreciated tips and gratuities. But this next part here, this is very important, really, because we don't have brakes. There is no reverse on the boats. When we go pulling up to the dock again, it'll be a controlled crash. But just don't worry, everybody stay seated real quick, and I'm going to tie up the boat. After this, though, we're going to get off one row at a time, so nobody trips. I'm going to start in the back here with my 5th row. Guys, one last time, my name is Captain Disco. Thanks for coming out today and seeing us. Row 5. Hop on out. Watch your steps. Appreciate that. Glad you enjoyed it. Hold on 1 second, guys. Row 4.
미안하게 들어왔네.
No, you're good. Yeah, the coach just started. Row 3.